Garden Arena. And let's bring in now the man who got it done. He took the fight on less than 2 weeks' notice, Nate Diaz. We've got a lot to talk to you about, my friend. Let's start with the first round tonight against Conor McGregor. And he came out very fast, throwing a lot of shots. You stood there and took them. How difficult was that first round for you?
It was kind of like how I expected, except for I ate a little more of his straight than I expected due to lack of training. I didn't have a training camp, so with sparring, I never get touched by that. I knew that's all he had out of it. But when he landed the punch too, I didn't think it was anything out of the norm, you know. But in my head, and I was telling myself, I was like, I'm gonna have to have a slower first round and pick up as I go because I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't doing round after round after round. But I knew if I coasted and got warmed up the first round or two, I would be able to push through 3 or 4 hard rounds.
Yeah, that's what we see in Nate. You know, sometimes it's hard to get warmed up when you don't have a full training camp. I told everyone, you know, he's an endurance athlete. You know, the only problem was he couldn't get his timing on. He couldn't get the sparring rounds. And if he can get through the first round, it'd be great out there. And, yeah, you did great out there, Nate. You know, do you feel like, you know, you exposed him? Do you feel like he's obviously a good striker, but were you ready to expose him?
I knew the whole time when I said from my last fight that I would beat that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Why did you think that?
I didn't. I knew that. I knew that I would beat that guy. He knew. I've been in this game. I've been fighting since I was 21 in the UFC. So it's been 9 years I've been fighting here. That was my 25th fight, I think, in here. And he's like got 6 or 7, 8 fights, whatever. But when I got here, I was young and I had a few fights. I was unstoppable too. But I'm like, I was better than that then, I think, you know. And what I thought was, like, this guy's getting all this push off of his where he's from, and everybody's behind him pushing him. But I felt like I put in a lot of work and time and not getting that same push or love. And I'm willing to call out a little weight class to fight. I never do that, you know. I'll fight a higher, heavier weight guy. But when he went to that Go Big conference and everybody let him run the show, that's where they messed up. That wouldn't have happened if I was at that press conference. And I was like, you want to call out the middleweights and the heavyweights? All right, well, then now you're out of line. You're out of pocket stepping into my weight class. Now I'll fight you. So all I had to do was get that fight, and that's why I had to make the scene after my last fight and make this fight happen. And they wanted him to win too. So I had to take this fight on this short notice because they weren't going to give me nothing. I had to take what I could get. And it was best circumstances for him, but I knew I could get the job done. It was either kill or be killed, like I said, and I knew, you know, the martial artist, I'm like you might be able to win some rounds or win on a cut, but you can't beat me. So.
Coach, I'm supposed to ask the question now, but I feel like we should just let him keep going. You know, Gilbert and I, Coach, we have told the fans all week long that what you see between Conor and Diaz is exactly what you get, that this is real. And the fact that he's sitting here and still not trying to make up in Gladhand, I mean, it just tells you how real and organic this match was. This was why it did such incredible business. Now, Nate, I want to give you a quote, and this is a quote from Dana White. He said, "I am not making this match official, but I do believe it would make sense to put Nate against Robbie Lawler. Nate's brother Nick fought him years ago, and I think now it's Nate's turn for the championship." How do you respond?
Well, I want the biggest fight I could get. So whatever they're going to do, let's do it.
But that would mean you stay at 170 pounds. Is that where you want to stay, or do you plan to go back to 55?
Yeah, I'll fight at any weight class.
Interesting.
Coach,
interesting.
Back to you.
There you go. Before we let you get out of here, we talked about it all week, and we were really proud of how you acted after the fight tonight. How did you decide that that's where you were going to go when you got done? You were very respectful to your teammates, but also to Conor McGregor. What were you feeling right when that got done and that you had beaten? This place was in shock, but the people who know the fighting game weren't in shock. How did you feel right when it got done?
I felt like I did a not a very good job, and I should have did a lot better. But did the non-training camp, you know, so I wasn't surprised. Like I said, people are surprised, and I'm like, I don't think that you should be surprised. I believe that I could beat this guy. I believe that that he had a lot of hype behind him, a lot of push. But, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been in this game. I think I'm the best fighter in the world. Me and my team, you know, I think we're the best fighters in the world. And you better take me out or I'm going to win these fights.
We do want to say this real quick because we were up here watching, and you got to know that your man right over there was in tears. He had tears coming down his face.
This is my brother right here, man. You already know.
So before we get out of here, do you have one message for and just a magical night for your team?
This is a magical night. I'm proud of Nathan. You know, he's been doing this for years, you know, and it's great for him to get a spotlight and to get the exposure he deserves. And he's a true champ. He's the #1 55-pounder in the world, in my opinion, if he gets the proper training camp. He's getting the right contract now. I believe he's motivated. I love to see him fight Robbie Lawler. I think he'd be the 170-pound champ. It's a great night for the team, and we're dang proud of Nate, man. He did it for us tonight.
Well, he looked great against Michael Johnson, looked great against Conor McGregor. And who knows what's next for you, but my friend, congratulations. That's all we can say.
Thank you.
Nathan Diaz wins Saturday night at UFC 196 against Conor McGregor. That'll do it for now. For Gilbert, Chael, Nate Diaz, I'm the coach. We continue coverage from Las Vegas. Nate Diaz gets it done.
And Coach, Saturday was Diaz's 12th career win by submission, his 9th in the UFC. That's second most in UFC history. So we've heard from the man who stunned the folks in Vegas tonight. How about Conor McGregor? First time we're hearing from him on Sportscenter on the loss.
You know, it's a bitter pill to swallow. I took a shot. I went at it. I feel I was simply inefficient with my energy. Usually I fight a man in the division I am champion in, and they crumble under those shots. But Nate took them very well. The weight, I think, allowed him to take those shots well. So I think with a little bit of an adjustment and a recognition that the bigger man, you must be a bit more efficient with your striking. You must not put everything into the shots. But I was simply inefficient with my energy. I made some errors. You know, hats off to Nate. He fought very well. He stayed in there. A lot of people have crumbled under the shots, and his range was a factor. My left hand was falling short sometimes. The wheel kicks didn't really. My wheel kicks weren't. I threw them and missed, and once or twice maybe hit a glove, and I think they done more to my energy than they did to his energy, and it was simply a battle of energy in there, and he got the better of that. So this is the game. We win some, we lose some. I will never shy away from a challenge. I will never shy away from defeat, or you know, this is part of the game. So I'm happy to come out there, continue and stay in this fight. I had many chances to not do this and sit and wait, but I went in. I took the fight, and it didn't pay off. This is the fight business. It's another day. I'll come back.
The subtle reminder that this fight was not a title fight for McGregor. Let's take you next level now on how this fight changed in the second round. McGregor was hit by 54 significant strikes in that round after never getting hit that often in a fight in his UFC career. Diaz landed 60% of the strikes in the second round after landing 37% of the strikes